regular verbs in past tense. One way to make the past tense is to add ed to the verb. Watch changed to watched. He watched TV yesterday. Climb becomes climbed. Climbed. She climbed the mountain.
Hug becomes hugged. Hugged. They hugged in a group. Dance become danced. Danced. They danced in a circle. Jump becomes jumped. Jumped. She jumped as high as she could. Kiss becomes kissed. Kissed. She kissed her dog.
English structure. We chose the regular verbs in the past tense. We have chosen this because it's relevant and needed when pupils will retell anything they have done. In this lesson, the teacher will use the direct approach. See reference Sun 2013. Context. It is Monday morning in the second grade of 10 pupils. It is the second grammar lesson about verbs.
Learning outcomes. After this lesson, we want our pupils to know how to bend a verb in regular form in past tense, which means that they should know why the word play becomes played and not play, that verbs bend differently depending on which tense it is. Procedures. Last lesson was about regular verb in present tense, so today the teacher continues with past tense of regular verbs. Past tense of regular verbs is something we have done and therefore it has already happened. The teacher starts the lesson with the introduction of the past tense of regular verbs and writes some guidelines on the blackboard. The lesson continues with an introduction of today's activity, which is, what have you done this weekend? The teacher shows a slide with pictures that illustrate what she did during her weekend. For example, she watched her son's football game, she cleaned her apartment, and baked a cake.
When she is done, she asks the pupils to sit on the floor in a circle. Each pupil have to talk about what they did over the weekend. They have to say at least 2 things about their weekend. See reference Sandström 2011, page 95. If it's hard for the pupil to come up with something, the teacher helps them by asking leading questions. For example, didn't you shower this weekend? Then the pupil answer, yes, I showered on Sunday. Or haven't you been with your grandparents? In that way, the teacher helps the pupil to remember what they did so they can practice on the past tense of regular verbs. At the end of the lesson, the pupils make a drawing of what they told the rest of the class. For example, Lisa played football. Then she draws that she had played football and writes the ED with a red color. Material. To do the activity concrete and simple, the teacher uses the blackboard to present the past tense of regular verbs. These notes on the blackboard are used as guidelines during the lesson. For example, I played ... or I watched ... The teacher also uses a slideshow with pictures to introduce the past tense of regular verbs. The lesson takes place on the classroom carpets. In the end of the lesson, the pupils use paper and pens to draw what they did during their weekend. Anticipated problems. A problem that can occur is when the pupils mix up the regular verbs and irregular verbs. To solve this problem, the teacher have to be really clear in the introduction and the explanation. The teacher also needs to see if the pupils understand and help them to correct and explain why it wasn't right. Another problem that can occur is the three different pronunciations depending on the spelling of the word. See reference Svartvik, Sager, 2010, page 103.
Conclusion. We think it's important with this kind of grammar lesson at a young age when the pupils develop their basic language. By doing the ed form concrete on the carpet, the pupils will learn the basic knowledge of past tense of regular verbs without knowing it. It is also important that pupils learn to retell and also know that the words change due to time and space.